So I'm going to get over into Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's a NASA physicist. Or a NASA scientist or physicist, one of the two. And actually, he's an actor. His resume is listed as an actor, but he comes from NASA. And I'll bring this up one time and one time only. He's a Freemason. Okay, so everybody knows about that. So a lot of the stuff I'm saying, if I say elites, you know where it ties back to when I talk about the elites. So Neil deGrasse Tyson informs us and tells us that the Earth is more like a pear-shaped. And this guy works for NASA. He's a scientist. He's a physicist. He's seen the actual pictures of the Earth. Neil deGrasse Tyson. You can look him up. And he says the Earth is a pear shape. So when I think about what he says, if you put the pear shaped on a flat map, it actually kind of makes sense, because he says it's thinner at the top and wider at the bottom. So it kind of plays into that flat Earth theory. Have you ever looked at any of Neil deGrasse Tyson's work?
No.
He's on like the stuff you watch on Channel 36, Cosmo.
Mm-mm. Never recognized it.
No. Okay. So look into Neil deGrasse Tyson and check it out. And then, so we talked about chemtrails a little bit. I want to get into, I got a little bit of Prince talking. This is right before he passed away. And I'm going to play that for you real quick. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about a few more things with the flat Earth. And then I have 3 different YouTube channels that I'd like you to check out. One is called Russian Vids. One is called Richie from Boston. And one is called ODD, who is from Colorado, which is pretty cool. I posted his link to my page, and he has a CD out. It's hip-hop music and rock music. So if you're into that, check it out. But I would check out their videos, and you'd be pretty shocked at all the stuff they know about. Like all the conspiracies they know about, all the Mandela effects. Mandela effects we're going to do a conspiracy on. And that's the CERN. Everybody knows about CERN in Switzerland and Geneva, Switzerland. Things are changing in our reality. So let me get into these chemtrails real quick with Prince. Where's it at? Okay. I got it for you guys. I'm going to play this for you real quick. Oh, it's Prince and the Revolution. Everybody knows we love these. So I hope it comes out clear on this one, because I actually watched it on YouTube. And let's see what Prince has to say real quick, and then we'll get back to the conversation. And chemtrails, the reason I'm playing this is because chemtrails is a big factor in the flat Earth theory. Because when I come back, I'm going to talk about the simulated sun and the moon being a generated image, not a rock. So we'll be right back. I know he's also I want to talk about the moon and the sun being inside of Earth's atmosphere and not as far as they say. They say the moon is 93 million miles away, and the sun is 93 million miles away, and the moon is 238,000 miles away. And I did the research, and they're not that far away. And I'll give you my theory on how far I think they are away. So let's check out Prince real quick. We'll be right back.
In 2009, when Prince was on PBS talking with Travis Smiley, he encouraged the audience to investigate chemtrails, the controversial conspiracy, saying that he first learned about the odd phenomenon from civil rights leader Dick Gregory during his State of the Black Union speech earlier that year. Here's a clip from that interview.
What he said affects all of us. He said something that really hit home about this phenomena of chemtrails. And, you know, when I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time. And so, oh, that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing, and you didn't know why. Okay, and you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting. So he started riffing about the chemtrails, and he started to say things that hit home so hard. And I would recommend that everybody try to get what he said online or wherever.
You gotta give him a lot of credit for daring to bring up such a controversial issue. Something that is often the topic of ridicule, coming with the claims of conspiracy theories. And I'm not saying that there's a secret program to add certain additives to jet fuel in commercial jets. But the United States government has a long history of testing biological and chemical agents on an unknowing public. In fact, in 1977, the United States Army unclassified hundreds of pages of documents titled the U.S. Army Activity in the U.S. Biological Warfare Program, which detail 239 different populated areas which were contaminated with biological agents between 1949 and 1969 by the United States Army Secret Testing Program. In fact, Project SHAD, which stands for Project Shipboard Hazard and Defense, this program, primarily the United States military personnel was a part of, used secret testing in order to expose military personnel to chemical and biological agents without their knowledge. Now, the topic of weather modification, often ridiculed as a crazy conspiracy theory, but the fact is that as far back as the 1950s, governments were experimenting and successfully manipulating weather patterns around the world. In fact, in the 1950s, the British government developed a weather modification program they called Project Cumulus, which was a cloud seeding and testing program which tested the potential of causing massive amounts of rain to bog down enemy movement due to the downpour and saturated ground conditions. In fact, the United States was involved with what's called Project Popeye, which is a secret program that they implemented during the Vietnam War, which they used as cloud seeding in order to bog down the enemy forces. China has admitted to weather modification. Back in 2009, China's Air Force used a variety of chemicals to clear the smog out of the air for the parade celebrating the 60th anniversary of Communist China. Russia also has publicly admitted that they have used chemical agents in order to manipulate the weather. So, Prince urging people to investigate the chemtrail phenomenon, quite a brave move, and he must be applauded for risking the ridicule and the controversy that comes along with making such statements. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos and the playlists. There's a section in my 2010 book, The New World Order, Facts and Fiction, which covers this subject in more detail. I hope you'll pick it up in paperback from Amazon.com or download the ebook onto your tablet. And stay tuned. More videos coming soon.
Freezes just like ice, and there's a cold and lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back up.
You're back live with Ike DIAZ and my guest tonight, Steve, and we're going to do a little bit of promotion. I have actually two more things I want to play for you tonight, and then also we have right now we want to advertise Wednesday's podcast with Conspiracy Fridays with Lori, Lisa, and Steve this Wednesday. So Steve wants to talk about it a little bit before we go any further.
Well, it ain't no conspiracy in my book. I'm just telling you that right now. It's all fact. I believe it. I know what I saw. And if you want to know where it happened at, join us on Wednesday.
So where did this... Okay, so what are you going to be talking about on Wednesday, Steve?
About different kinds of beings that come from different areas in space.
Did you talk to Lisa about the time you guys are going on? Do you know what time you're going on?
No, I don't actually.
When you talked to Lisa, you guys didn't figure out a time?
Uh-uh.
Okay, we'll have to get I think it's about 8 or 9 o'clock, right?
I was thinking 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. So yeah. I think about 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, Mountain Time, they'll be going on. So look into that. So I think it's going to be a pretty good show. So make sure you check that out on Wednesday night. Steve, Lisa, Lori.
If you want to know what town it happened in, join us.
Lolita, if you're listening, could you check the door? Could you check the children? I don't know if she's listening or not.
Are we still on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air, dude. Go ahead and finish your advertising. I'm just doing some typing.
So, what happened to me, it didn't just happen once. It happened for 16 years. And 16 to 20 years. It kind of slowed down in 2013, but I kind of feel it's still around, you know. I ain't used to talking on the air, so I kind of like stutter here and there, so forgive me about that. But
check the door.
For 20 years, this happened in 97, and what happened to me, and for 16 years of the 20 years, it was on a constant basis, and I even have a little tiny hole in my head where I believe they took DNA from me. So, if you want to join in us on Wednesday.
I think they're going to have an awesome podcast this Wednesday. So make sure you check it out. I personally don't believe in aliens. I think that they're I think that they're all government. I think that all those aircrafts and all those unidentified objects are all from the government. So I just did some real quick research, and I found the information from Admiral Byrd, and I just want to play it for you guys real quick, and then when we get back on, I'm going to talk about the last part of it. And like I said, this is all I'm doing this here for, is for everybody to go out there and do their own research on whether the earth is flat or whether the earth is round. And if you're into alien conspiracy, check out the podcast on Wednesday with Lisa, Lori, and Steve. I think it's going to be an awesome podcast. So, where's the plug? Where's my producer at? Could you get my producer?
Hold on a second.
Steve, you're corny, dude. On our $1 million budget, huh? So check this out real quick. It's going to play real quick. I'm just going to play to the part where he talks about the landmass, and then we'll be right back on and talk about the last part of our podcast tonight. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know it's kind of late notice for everybody, but I really do appreciate everybody stopping by. Thank you, guys. It went to... Hold on just a second. I'm queuing it back up. So hold on just a second. I forgot about something earlier. So you may have